What's poppin' people, SSJAipom here with a combo guide and overview for Fused Zamasu. This video isn't by any means a complete guide for the character, but you can look at it as a sort of starting point for picking them up and bringing them into online playing with more knowledge than just mashing your attack down and hoping for the best. We'll be going over basic combo strings and bonus information for this character. He plays a bit differently than the rest of the cast, and his unorthodox playstyle kind of changes the format of the overview as a whole. There are probably going to be some references on how to do his combo strings and the different enders of his combos playing in the background, but I'll be going over basic information you've got to get down if you want to use the character a little bit better than just pressing square over and over. He doesn't have a conventional heavy attack on his heavy attack button. Instead, you can use it as a sort of far range hit stun and combo confirm, or even a starter of your combos. If even one heavy attack lands from a distance, you can use it to confirm it to your combo strings that will come after a heavy attack lands. Without step canceling, you can get about 8 heavy attacks fired off before your opponent gets knocked out of range. Get familiar with how the combos are executed, and note that you'll be doing several unvanishable combo strings with this character. If your opponent is far away from you, you'll punish them from a distance and not have to worry about them snap vanishing. They can only evasive at that point. After any one of the heavy attacks you fire off this way lands, or you just throw one out, you can just perform a step cancel or even key blast cancel after them if that's easier for you to execute. Later in the video, there will be some combos into his super attacks and even his ultimate without needing a stamina break to help you deal even more damage to enemies tanking your combos. Heavy knockdown combos are situational and most effective near the ground, so please keep that in mind when you do see the combo pop up. His damage output isn't too insane at first glance, but being able to chip away with unvanishable strings, like we mentioned earlier, from a distance and even loop them with back hits and whatnot should be desirable. I won't be sharing any impractical information in this video, nothing overly situational outside of the heavy knockdown ultimate attack and from anything like that, so if you've seen some crazy throw a key blast and teleport behind your opponent because you back swung and all that, no, we're not doing that here, don't worry about that. If you were concerned that he played anything like base Zamasu, don't worry about that. He only has a Keyblade for about 5 hits of his light combo. Other than that, you'll realize that he has combos that line you up to punish your opponent from a distance and even link right into your far range super attacks that deal very nice damage. I said veal, by the way. You gotta love it. Pro tip, when you're gonna record something like this, make sure the script is not, written like a piece of shit. I'm a big fan of this character spacing the enemy out and forcing them to get impatient before blowing them back with some ridiculous projectile strings. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. If you had to compare him to a character, I would say fuse Janemba and Vados together. Janemba had far-ranged and escapable combos, but his moveset lacked synergy to make it work out too well, and he kinda suffers from it. Vados, on the other hand, takes the zoner approach and she goes a bit too far with it, and her gimmicks kinda overshadow the execution. Zamasu, on the other hand, is the perfect blend of being able to synergize well with his moveset and keeping the enemy away, so I'd recommend it for anyone willing to try playing the game in a different way, especially if Vados or Janemba kind of failed you at that playstyle. I haven't found any dash cancels that help you extend combos with Merge Zamasu outside of using one after the heavy knockdown combo, so keep that in mind as well if you're going to look for something on the character. This character isn't exactly my preferred playstyle of play, so I won't bother trying to optimize the damage for you, but you can expect to see optimized setups and loops from Dissidia stuff on his channel if the video has not gone live yet. Blades of Judgment is an awesome skill that I'll go over a bit more in the paid DLC Pack 4 skill analysis video, but for Zamasu's purposes, hold the button down to keep on firing projectiles after knockback combos. Holy Wrath can be thrown after some knockback combos as well as long as you don't charge it, but you can afford to charge it for a little bit after the heavy knockdown combo that he can do. Lightning of Absolution is a pretty good one to combo into after knockbacks as well, and Divinity Unleashed allows you to keep on building your ki back fairly quick after just charging up a single bar of ki with it. It's actually kinda nice after a heavy knockdown, you would imagine. A very solid kit that we'll be going over on the channel soon, so stick around if you want a more in-depth guide on that a little bit later. Zamasu Super Soul stops your ki from getting lowered for a little bit at the start of a fight, and you can even use some super attacks without ki at the beginning. It's an interesting one to go over, but not too useful on him, I'd imagine. But seeing what you can come up with it is kind of what's most important anyway, and your opponent might not be expecting to catch a big, ki ball flying in at them when they try to rush you, so hey, maybe you can get the upper hand. All in all, this is a very different character with a different sort of setup than the previous DLC's characters, and the warps after most of his projectiles make him a very interesting one to use in the neutral, I'd imagine, assuming that the combos do work in an online setting. The pressure and hitbox that he shoots out is insane, and even more so when the enemy is closer than they should be to you when you're using those animations, such as if they try to snap vanish and they get kind of nipped by the blades touching them and zooming out, so that's the thing. I love the situations that he kind of gets into himself, to be honest, and you just got to make sure that your movement is A1 with him to kind of start off those punishes, because like any other character, getting swamped can kind of get you wiped out with ease. I'll be leaving you all with any remaining footage in this video and letting you know that the skill analysis for all the new paid DLC skills is dropping either today or tomorrow, so if you'd like to be the first one in line to see an in-depth guide for all of that, I got you covered. Drop any practical tips you got from Merge Zamasu you might have in the comment section below, and I'll be seeing you all in the very next video. Take care of yourselves, guys.